What is up, guys? This is Agitated Alpaca, and I am here on my Xbox One, my new Xbox One. And so I just thought I would show you guys kind of around my Xbox One, how it works, these kind of things. So maybe if you're planning on buying one, these are the kinds of things you can expect, that kind of stuff, how to maneuver around everything on the menus and stuff like that. And so I got a pretty funny background. It says, get a human, they said. It will be fun, they said. And it shows a kid like hugging the dog really weird. So okay, so this is where if you put in a disc, like into the disc drive, it will be right here. And so I have Black Ops 3 in there right now. And so then these are your latest things, what you've been playing lately. And some of your, like, if you have an Xbox 360 now, and you have games downloaded, like these two games I got for the free gold game, and so those I had downloaded on my Xbox 360. If you use the same account, if you log in with your username and password from your Xbox 360 account, and you put it into this Xbox One, you'll be on the same account, you'll have all your achievements still from all your games, and you will also have your games that are compatible on the Xbox One. Some games aren't compatible, because, first of all, there's one of two reasons. One of them is because there's an Xbox One version, like World of Tanks. I had that for Xbox 360, but it didn't carry over the Xbox 360 one because there was an Xbox One version. Same with YouTube. And, or they just don't have it where it is compatible. Like Skate 3, I had for the Xbox 360, and it does not carry over to the Xbox One. I don't know if there's an Xbox One version, or if it's just not available. So, yeah. And so this is like your recent things. This is where you put your pins. Right now, it just has the normal stuff that it puts on there for you, like movies and TV, Groove Music, avatars, Skype, because Microsoft owns Skype, I think, and TV, and then just your regular games and apps. If you go in there, that's where all your games are. As you can see, I have a lot of them are Xbox 360 games because they're all ones that I downloaded off my Xbox 360. And so, yeah, and then once you push on that, you come down here, and in the bottom left corner you can see how much storage I've used. I've actually used quite a bit out of my 500 gigabytes. These are the apps, so I have like iHeartRadio, YouTube, the thing on Twitch, Internet, Media Player, Forza Hub, which came with Forza 6. And this is the queue, where if you're installing something, it will show up there, and it'll show you like 60% done or something like that. And so you can go back out there, and then there's all these other things. And so then you push the right button, and it'll go to like community, which is just like what your friends have been doing and what achievements you got, stuff like that. Then there's the one guide, which pretty much has everything that's in the now, I guess. Like watch ridiculousness. It has like different movies and TV shows and basketball games and stuff. This is the games part of the store. And you can see, these are all from E3. So, yeah, these are all E3. Well, these top 5 ones up here are E3 games. So they're all being advertised. And then these are the apps where you buy, like, this is where I bought my Jeepers. This is where I bought YouTube. This is where Forza is. This is where you can get other things like MLB and other types of things. I don't know all of them on here. There's a lot, though. And then this is just movies and TVs, how you can like rent movies on the Xbox. And there's also just music, which makes sense. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. So then you go all the way back to your home. And so over here will be like where they advertise, like, see, this is the gold thing. So if you have gold, this will be advertised here. I don't think the next one doesn't come till the 18th of June. I'm in June right now. It's like the 14th today or 15th. So I got a few days until the next free games come, and I already got Goat Simulator and Costume Quest 2. So, and you can also get the Xbox 360 game too. I didn't take the time to download Super Meat Boy. I don't know if that's a game you like, but you could get that too. So that's always where it's going to be. And this is always normally Xbox news or like an Xbox advertisement. And then this, if you get a new one, it'll give you some tips right there. And then there's always another advertisement right under there, but not right now, I guess. And so then if you're right here, if you're on the big box and you you push the little analog stick, this thing, left. It'll bring up the side menu where you can see all your friends. I have 2 friends on right now, and the rest of them aren't on. And this is where your party is. Like if you start a party, you can manage it there. These are your achievements for the game that you have running at the moment. I have Black Ops 3 running. And so it shows you, like, I have 8 out of 67 achievements because I haven't had this game that long. And so then you can go through all the different achievements and how to get them. This is the messaging. So I can be messaging with multiple people at one time. So I can be talking to my friend Seagoing and then be talking to one of my friends that's on at the same time. This is where the notifications are. So I've downloaded lots of different apps and games lately. And so that's where it would tell me. And if you get achievements, this is where it'll put it. This is where you just find the settings. You just go over to all settings and then just turn off and restart your console. Now this thing is cool, and I figured it out kind of by myself. I didn't really, oh, well, that's where you sign in. I kind of self-taught myself this. So this is really cool because you'll be playing, so let's do this. Let's go back into this. So let's say I'm playing this. Now in order to pull up that side menu while you're playing, you just double tap this glowing Xbox button. Oh, no, I pushed it one time. Like that, okay. So then this comes up, and then you go all the way down to here. Snap an app is what it's called. Focus. Okay, so anyway, you can go over to one of your apps, whichever one some of them aren't allowed to do this, but a lot of them are. So I'm just going to use iHeartRadio. And so then it'll pull it up on the side, and then it just makes your game window a little smaller. And so my music can be playing over there. It takes a while to load, so I'm not going to do it. And so, oh, there it is. Okay, so while you're listening to music, you can have... Okay, you know what? Okay, I paused you. So let's say, so when you pull that up first, it'll have where you can control that area over there. The part you snapped is the correct terminology, I guess. And so then when you're there, you double tap the middle button again to pull up the sidebar. You can either unsnap to get that to go away and for your game to take up the whole TV, or you can choose one of the 2 things you have. Like I have Black Ops 3 here, and then I have iHeartRadio. So if I want to go back to Black Ops 3, I can now maneuver on Black Ops 3. And so then I double tap it again, and I go over to iHeartRadio, and I can do this with this stuff too. And some other people, there's another way to do it too, which sometimes is more convenient and sometimes isn't. Where, let's say I'm in this iHeartRadio thing, I just tap it once to go to so it zooms out like this and goes to the home. So then you can go like this. So if I'm playing Black Ops 3, I push that and it'll go, so I can move that. But if I tap it once more, I can go over like this, so I move this over here. Oops, wrong button. So then from here you can also push unsnap, which will make it go away. And so that is a really cool thing because I got this one app. I was watching E3 on what's called Twitch, which is where you can broadcast. I cannot talk. Broadcast things. This purple one right here, it's free to download. It's pretty cool. I could broadcast, I think. I'm not exactly sure how. I pushed a button. I can broadcast, I can watch other broadcasts, and that's how I watched E3, is I used Twitch. And so I can pull that up on the side too. YouTube doesn't work. You need to have YouTube full, which kind of made me sad because I was going to have YouTube going while I was playing this, but couldn't do that. So you can push unsnap and it'll go away. And so, but I believe Skype does. I don't use Skype, but for those of you that may use Skype on a regular basis, you'd need to get it as your snap. You'd have to move it to snap. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. But then you could have that on the side, so maybe you're playing with someone that you're Skyping with. So then you can have them over there and you can have the game right there and you can play with them, which really is appealing to me. And so then, once you first get onto your Xbox One, and you have the game here and you have all this stuff, you probably won't have the background customized like I do. But then, right when you get in here, if you move it left to pull up in that side, normally it won't have all this stuff because you wouldn't be logged in. it would just go to something like this. And you would go over, and that's my profile, Agitated Alpaca, and that's my brother's profile. So I could just click on that and it would log me in. And so when you're trying to get a second controller on, so if my brother's trying to play with me, he would grab his controller, he would turn it on, he would make sure that he's controlling it, and then he would go over to this side, and then since I'm already logged in, it'd be like this. But then he would move his thing up to this, and then he'd go like this, and it would say sign in like that. So he'd push that, and it would sign him in and have me sign in at the same time. So you don't have to worry like, am I signed in? How do I create a account or that kind of stuff. And then there's add and manage, where you add guest accounts. You can delete accounts that way, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. Other than that, I mean, there's a cool little trick that I don't use too often, but if you push right trigger on the controller, it'll go all the way down to the bottom to your pins. And then if you push left trigger right here, it'll go back up to your top game. So like you're searching down here, you're like, hey, I'm going to play, and then just do that or something like that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And to be honest, I'm going to have to do a thing, compare Xbox 360 to Xbox One or something like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm going to, yeah, I think that pretty much sums up. I mean, this is really, really cool. And some other people have been wondering, how am I supposed to, let's say I get a game, like with my console, I had a game where it gave me a password, and then I had to put it in. It was for Forza 6. And so what you would do in that case is you would go over to games, and then you would go like this. It would bring you over here, so you go like that, and then you go to use a code. And then it'll tell you, what will it tell me? Use a code. And so it'll be like it wants you to plug in a Kinect. Well, I don't have a Kinect, so to scan a QR code, so you go to, or choose the 25-digit code, which then you'd enter your code, push confirm, and then your game would be ready to go. And I think there was one more thing. What was it? Oh, yes, I always do, well, I did do demo showcases, and some people were wondering, how do I get to the demos like that? And so what I do is you go like this. So you come over here. I already have the beta for that game. You go to, you go to Game Store right there. And then you go to, well, there's up here, you can go to all games, add-on, subscription, search, use a code. There's another place you can use the code, but it's a little slower that way. And so you pretty much go down to almost to the bottom, and it'll say game demos. And so this one right here isn't really a demo, it's more of a beta, which is kind of the same thing, but there's all these demos. I have one of these. I have this one. I have this game. And then there's some more. There's not too many of them right now. But yeah, and make sure, if it is in June right now, make sure you grab the game Limbo, because Limbo is free right now, because the company that makes Limbo, I do not remember what the company name is, but they are celebrating their new release of a game coming soon, later this year, and they are having Limbo. I don't know if you guys know this game. I made some other videos on it, so you can go look at it if you're not sure, if you want to get it. It's kind of like a tutorial I'm making. It's kind of a inky-dinky game. It's normally only like $10, and so you can get it free now. It takes literally 2 minutes to download. It's pretty small. Doesn't take up much space. It's a puzzle-based game, and it's pretty fun to play. So make sure you get that for free. And Rocket League, I don't own anymore. I need to delete that. There was a free play days for that a few days ago. And other than that, hey, you can get this game Battle Islands on there too, and because I have that game. It's like exactly like Clash of Clans, just like off-brand almost. And so you can like join like clans, but they're called divisions in this game. And so yeah, we could like join a division together or something like that. So yeah, other than that, these are pretty much all the apps I have. And I guess that pretty much sums up my Xbox One. Yeah, now you can see. You can see the advertisement that comes up. And so yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.